afternoon, 𝗵𝗀𝗽𝗀. Good afternoon, August audience. While 𝗵𝗀𝗽𝗀 made a very interesting introduction to Smart Bin, he's actually leading me to talk about trash. So when we think, trash, what comes to our mind is like garbage, filth, and in local lingo we call it 𝗪𝗀. I hope all of us or most of us here would remember the movie Lagan, where we had this character 𝗪𝗀, who was a rag picker, and he changed the game. So today it is waste and rag pickers who will change the game. So as our country progresses and there is huge economic growth, heat waves, the consumption of beverage is going to rise. That's good for PET, but also it brings a responsibility on us for disposing of PET responsibly. Recycling is the mantra now. Waste is gold mine. At Magpet, we are now on our path to be India's first PET circular enterprise by setting up one of the largest rPET plant with latest European technology. And in that role, I now don the cap of a circularity man. I now love waste. It's the most precious resource for me. Ladies and gentlemen here, when we were kids, we had this, toddler rule that if anything is broken, it is not mine. But now as adults, and I'm sure all of us here in this room here, we know this PET bottle, and every one of us would be wanting to dispose of this responsibly in a bin. It is driven by our moral conscience to keep the environment right and leave it right for our next generations. So this is where steps in Smart Bin. So we thought of it as a concept to make it idiot-proof, all-weather proof, and easy to use. It is a shaped like a PET bottle. The concept of shaping it like a PET bottle was to cut across language and other barriers and a simple communication that I am ready to collect used bottles. It has a smart sensor which actually senses the fill levels and optimizes routing. It has a tall boy concept. We did it quite tall because when we saw that most of the bins being used in India often gets used as spittoons or other materials get thrown in, so we did a tall boy concept. So the concept behind it was to think global but act local. Now what the best part of it is easily scalable and it can be placed very easily everywhere. It has also a unique QR code. So we are not only placing the bin, our objective is also to drive information and knowledge about PET recycling. So as you scan the QR code, you be a green ambassador. You get a lot of information on what PET recycling is. As a top-up, you also get reward points and surprise gifts. So that's how the top-up has been. But the most important thing what we are doing with this Smart Bin, and all of us, like I mentioned, that waste and rag pickers. So we are integrating the rag pickers, the bottom of the pyramid channel. They will integrate. We will build a social inclusion model where we will drive economic income augmentation for them and also drive micro enterprises with them, which will enable us to meet a lot of SDG benefits. So gentlemen and ladies here, I believe now you would like to agree that it's time for us to change that toddler rule. So what is broken is ours now. We have to take responsibility to use it properly and recycle it properly for the mother nature. The other interesting point which I would like to say here is, we pick up in the morning to brush our teeth and it ends with the pillow we go to sleep. So it is our responsibility to ensure recycling properly. I just want to conclude by saying I think all of us here would know that the Mumbai 𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗺 is a Harvard case study. My personal take is it may not be a day far when the Indian rag pickers would actually be a Harvard or a Stanford case study for ensuring PET recycling and sustainability by hitting as high as 90% recycling rate in India. It's kudos to them. Please give a big round of applause to them.